There we go.
Hello, and welcome to the Save It for the podcast. My name is Neiman Araki. Joined with me today is...
Wow, we're going by full names today, huh?
Oh, that's... Listen, I've been having so many Zoom meetings this week because UCI
yeah.
just started, right? And so I've just been
Yeah.
introducing myself literally like every single day. And
Oh,
so I
man.
think it's just become habit at this point to say, my name is Neiman Araki. I'm a second-year psychological science major, and I'm doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, there you go. Jeez. I am, one aspect where I am luckier than you are, and it is like I don't have to introduce myself because, like, among the classes I'm taking right now, either everyone already knows me or, like, I don't have to introduce myself. So it's
Right.
like, like I'm taking statistics and there are so many people in that class that like, the teacher really doesn't care. And like the only instance where he bothers to learn our names are like when he's picking on us, like, can I use you as an example? Aaron. Yeah, there you go.
You
And it's
there.
like, yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And like the other class I'm taking is like asynchronous, so I don't have to
Mm.
do any talking, which is nice. So yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
that is
I'm
very
still,
nice.
I'm still struggling, but you know what? At least I'm not struggling while having awkward moments. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Zoom classes, rough. It's rough.
that's rough, buddy. Like this could have been an email. So
This could
yeah,
have been email. Could have been, save it for the email,
save it
right?
for the
Could have
email.
just,
Oh my God, Professor,
professor, stop. Step professor, what are you
Professor,
doing?
st- stop DMing me at 1 a.m., Professor. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
All right,
My office hours are at noon, not 1 a.m.
there we go. This kind of thing is why I always fail like the morality tests on like on the internet, because it always asks stuff that are like, like, are you desperate enough to, screw your professor for a higher grade? And it's like, you know, we are currently at a point where there's such a cultural shift from, like, you bite your pride for now. Like if you work hard, you can get anything you want. To
Yeah.
like do anything to survive. You have to get some food on that plate. So it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
that culture shift. I feel like is creating like a difference in the understanding of morality and everything like that. This is also true in how criminals are perceived. Like and we talked about this, I do believe, in the last episode where we were talking about that mystery show with the Nazis. So it's
Oh,
like,
yes. I do remember.
yeah, there you go. And it's like, like, can we really blame that criminal that, broke into a house and, like, didn't hurt anyone, but still took a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
and, like, to feed their children?
Yeah.
So it's like, is it really their fault or is it, society's fault for not being, able to actually like provide some kind of social staircase for them, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's not usually a matter of choice. It's a matter of, like what matters more, your pride or your stomach, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that actually I took a criminology class last year in winter. Um, and I know, disgusting, right?
No, my
I know,
coffee
I
is
know.
disgusting. I like heated it up on the microwave because it was like left over from yesterday. Shut up. Shut up.
Hey, you could have just drank it cold. That's a
I could have, but like then I was like, no, it's left over from yesterday. It's strong and whatnot. I'm gonna add some milk. I might as well add some mocha, and now I'm regretting it because I wasted good mocha. So yeah,
yeah, you did.
whoopsie days. Jeez. But yeah, you took a criminology class. There we go.
Anemone, 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 anemone.
Anemone.
Yes.
All right, hold
Yeah, I was taking a criminology class, and it describes, and what I learned about, it was an intro class. It was actually, I took it mostly because it was a requirement for the school I'm under
on.
for the to graduate. But it ended up being very interesting, and
Right.
one of the things I learned about were these two schools of thought. And one of them you described was it's called the I believe positivist view,
Hmm.
which is a very person. It's very person focused, and it's very much how can we help rehabilitate this person into society rather than punishing the crime.
Right.
We're trying to help the person. So it's sort of a reverse of sort of our current criminal system in which, we're punishing people for crimes. It's sort of the opposite, where instead of punishing, you're rehabilitating the person in order to integrate
Right.
them back into society. So basically addressing the person. And the opposite of that view is more closely aligned to what we have currently,
Huh.
known as the classical view, which is, as we all know, it's very much crime focused. So not
Yep.
necessarily focused on on the person, and very much, if you do X, then Y punishment happens, no matter the circumstances, which,
Yeah.
there's
It's yeah.
yeah, there's pros and cons to each, right? And
Kind of
there's
sus, not gonna lie.
it is kind of sus. It is
Yeah.
kind of sus, to use the
You know,
terminology from the very now famous game Among Us.
Among Us, yes.
Yes.
Jeez. I like I kind of understand why people want like people can approach the idea of rehabilitation and like helping people like helping quote unquote criminals because it does seem like in one way they're getting off too easy, and I understand that, and like I do agree that if like higher degrees of crime, like for example murder, you know um money laundering, that kind of all that kind of stuff, like yeah, some crimes are unforgivable and people do have to suffer the consequences for it, but if it's something that doesn't directly harm anyone and it can easily be averted if society would just be a bit more lenient to those who are born with less circumstances, then I think we should take the chance of helping people rather than just, subjecting them to essentially what is a life of, being a criminal. Because, like, if you get, convicted with a felony, that stays with you for life.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way for you to like shake it off and pull yourself from your bootstraps and just carry on like nothing happened, because like that it just the only opportunity open to you then would just be more crime.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And one of the things too is, without getting too political in our supposed apolitical episode,
Yeah, I know, right?
um,
Like, I mean, this isn't supposed to be political though. Like this is like we should normalize leaving politics out of certain topics such as this, because like this shouldn't be treated as a political issue. This should be treated as a moral issue that focuses on the logic of having a society that subjects people to committing crime, essentially.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
what that's what's being done right now. Like you're essentially subjecting entire groups of people to a life of crime.
yeah.
So
And you know what? I totally agree. I think there definitely is a politicization of a lot of things
oh yeah.
nowadays, which, as you've mentioned, really shouldn't be political. I think it's, one of those strange things where, really the only correct way, or I shouldn't say correct, really the more, I guess, logical way to look at it would be either all not political or all political, which,
Right.
but, again, humans are crazy and not really consistent. So, we
Exactly,
obviously
yeah.
view some things as political and view other things as not political, when in reality, it's weird. But for the most part,
Yeah.
most things shouldn't really be political because it's a
Yeah,
matter of,
definitely.
human right or, of morality, as you've mentioned, which
Yeah.
in theory shouldn't be a disputable
Yeah.
debate, right? But
Yeah.
here
There's
we are in modern politics. So,
I've also observed essentially what's a circular politicizing, right? Which is essentially like, oh, the other side, politicized this thing, so we need to politicize this thing.
mhm,
And like it just continues going on, and there are people from both sides that argue for, the depoliticizing, essentially, like, you know as if this is like detoxing or something like that, because it might as well be at this point. So,
mhm,
and like, they're always sort of like pushed back. I've observed, because like, if we yield on this one thing, there's no guarantee that they'll yield on this other thing,
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just a deadlock of constant politicizing everything. So,
mhm,
yeah, and nobody budges, and therefore radicalizing being based. We talked about this. It's just horrible situation. I joke about being, ANCOM in this podcast a lot, but like, not all of my views are exactly, on that
right, right,
that place. So it's like,
yeah,
like I like joking about it because, haha, politics funny, haha, let's haha, so it's like it's just easy jokes until people actually start taking it seriously, and I don't want them to take it seriously.
yeah, yeah. I
So
get
yeah,
that.
anyways, Jesus.
Uh,
So yeah,
Modern politics, y'all.
modern
Modern
politics. Yeah, there you
politics.
go.
Um, yeah. So that's the criminology system
Yeah,
in America.
yeah. So in conclusion, be the bigger person.
In conclusion, just
Just
if everyone just,
y'all chill.
smoked a blunt once in a while,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
think we'd be fine.
Just chill, bro. Just
Exactly.
bro. Just
You know
chill.
what? Actually,
Chill.
on that note of chilling, I actually watched a food theory video recently.
A food theory?
Because, yeah, apparently there's food theory now, which I guess that was just one of Matt Pat's passions, I guess, theorizing about food.
Wait,
Um,
hold on. I thought this would be like, entire channels dedicating to just like, like how food affects the human body, on like, episodes where it's like, like different food types and groups like affecting society essentially. It's MatPat?
it is Matt Pat.
God, it's been so long since I've like, followed anything MatPat has done. Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a hot minute. I don't
Been a
watch all
hot
of
minute,
his
yeah.
I don't watch his videos as religiously as I used to, but he did start a food theory channel, and it's uh, essentially uh, food, basically his other theory channels, but as it relates to food. And one of his videos was coffee, and talking about the sociocultural history of coffee, which I found to be very interesting. And he was talking about how just the impact of coffee and how it, as he and a lot of other historical scholars actually argue that
Yeah.
coffee was a huge cause of the Enlightenment
Yeah.
because of
I mean,
coffee
yeah,
houses and
because
whatnot.
yeah, there's a major theory on how, ale and beer was replaced by tea and coffee, and like that really, you know, I guess you can argue that replacing depressants with stimulants can be better for you, I guess, but like
Yeah, you could make that argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're definitely, yeah. Again, history is history, so you can look at it from any different angle. But I think what was really interesting was Matt Pat's conclusion at the end, in that he basically was proposing that marijuana was going to be, uh, or marijuana is going to be our version of Enlightenment coffee, and uh, in the sense that as coffee was the stimulant drug that really, I guess, stimulated these Enlightenment thinkers and allowed them to spawn coffee houses and whatnot, which then allowed them to have all of these Enlightenment ideas and whatnot. For us, marijuana is going to be this drug that is supposed to chill everyone out and just sit
Right.
down and appreciate life for what it is. So I guess according to Matt Pat and probably some other, scholars out there, not to say Matt Pat is a scholar, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other people out there who can argue that marijuana
Yeah.
might be our next, big drug thing.
Yeah. There you go.
So
If only we actually, normalized selling filters as well, because like that's essentially the danger with marijuana, I think. Like, but like, and I don't know, like, this isn't a topic I'm well educated in, and I really don't want to make my research and like, like do stuff on it. So it's like, yeah.
I did that.
And
I
yeah,
I
what
just thought it was an interesting thing to think about.
no, it is interesting, but like, regarding MatPat,
Hmm.
um, I don't know. Like, I appreciate that he has, so much range where he can do like, game theory to film theory to like all that kind of stuff. I do
Yeah.
know that there's some kind of like, um, no, he kind of sus. I've seen on the internet, like people are, coming out saying stuff about him. I'm not too like I don't follow YouTuber drama, and I don't know. Obviously, I don't know any of these people like personally, so it's like I
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah.
argue for or against them. So, like, I tend to stay away from them. But like, what I've observed is that MatPat does have range, and he does use it. Um,
However,
yeah, there is a however in there. Like, somebody can make the argument that's like, like if a single person does all these different things all at once, like does this rob other people from
mm-hmm.
from what they might want to do, like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Matt Pat is
Like the theory channel.
the theory channel, and now that he's expanding essentially towards films, towards um like food, as you said. I had no idea that was a thing, so it's like, and theory channels are just an entirely separate topic on their own. So it's like, somebody can make a review out of something, somebody can make a theory out of something, so it's like, and some channels may do both. So however, if you slap the word theory on what's essentially like the big pharma of YouTube,
Mhm.
right? It like other smaller channels become harder to find, like no matter how hard
Yeah.
they work, no matter how, like no matter how much they put their heart and soul and, blood, sweat, and tears
Yeah.
into it, it just might not work because, and I'm not saying, like, MatPat, stop doing this. You're killing the YouTubers industry. Yeah, and you're like, no, I'm not saying that. I don't think MatPat is at fault here for, doing what he does. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is the YouTube algorithm should be changed a bit to, like, essentially not overshadow um, other smaller YouTube channels.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's definitely one thing I think is a very good example of a positive feedback loop, where, in YouTube, really it's only the already popular channels that keep getting more and more popular
Yeah, there you
and
go.
leaving, a lot of people back in the dust. And I think too, it is, and not to discredit your point, because I think your point is very valid. And I think definitely the algorithm should be changed, right?
Are you telling me I'm valid? Oh my god.
I am validating you.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
first. I'm kidding.
There's a
Okay.
first time for everything, right?
All right.
Um,
Funny joke. Is that inappropriate joke I see in an inappropriate podcast episode? Gulag. Comrade Putin will see you to the gulag now. All right.
Welcome to Gulag.
Welcome to gulag.
Welcome.
Welcome. All right. But you were saying, I'm sorry.
It's everybody. As I was saying, I think one thing that really repelled me from going into the art industry was the fact of it's just very difficult. And I think for me, I think it's more. So just to use me as a personal example, right? Because I don't want to insert any words in anyone's mouth, but
Right.
for me, I find that the value of studying and more academic work for me is worth more to my life philosophy than putting in the work to become a famous improviser, for example, or famous
Right.
comedian. Because I know that was a very long time ago where I was like, oh my gosh, I totally want to do this and totally want to, do all these
Yeah,
things and,
starry-eyed.
yeah, and like be an actor and, have my own Netflix special and whatnot. And then I came to the realization that, I think my philosophy aligns elsewhere, right? And I'm not at all saying that, doing like going into acting or and really any art industry is not hard work, because it's immensely hard work. It's so hard, and it takes a lot of determination and
Oh yeah.
and a lot of motivation too, because it takes
Lots of
you're going to fail a
motivation.
lot of times before you actually get the one
There you
that
go.
succeeds. And even from that one time, it can be still difficult after that. And
Why
relating
do you
back
think it's so, why do you think it's so easy to do musical numbers with porn stars? Because, they were all, that starry-eyed actor boy or girl at that point,
exactly
So it's like,
exactly
yeah.
yeah. And yeah, just like Kim K, Paris Hilton, porn stars turned actresses. Well, I put that in
Yeah.
quotes because,
Yeah. Like, I mean, the Kardashians were a thing, before they became viral, I suppose. So it's
mhm.
like, I wouldn't count them in the, like you know, the rags to riches type of storytelling.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I do believe Jim Carrey is a good example for that because like I do believe there was a period in his life where where he talked about, living in his car, like he dreamed about, making it big and all that kind of stuff. And like the turning point for him was, the production of Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
where he really took off. So it's like, like that for example is a good example. However, like there's a certain level of, mental fortitude that that actors usually have, that like big actors that like we've all heard the stories, like actor comes from nothing and makes it big and like is a big deal in Hollywood now. And it's like,
Hmm.
you know there's also the dark side to those stories where we often see in like police dramas and stuff like that, like, oh, the actor is losing everything he has to the newer generation, therefore he takes it to his hands and kills the shining young star, I guess. I don't like I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
It's always these like abstract stories
Yeah.
that like paint the picture that this actor was misunderstood and like was getting left behind by the ever-changing industry, because that's what it is. It's an industry and it's ever-changing. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, where was I going with this? Jeez, I'm sorry. I was like distracted by this like
It's all
news
good.
article that like popped on to my phone. So it was like, okay, let me just read this. The quote unquote Proud Boys hashtag has been taken over by gay love. People decided to reclaim the tag after Trump told the extremist group to stand by at the first presidential debate. And I like that.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
yeah.
yeah. Also, my
Interesting.
coffee is over and I'm drinking tea now. I had both on my desk, so it's like
Ah, okay. As you might have seen, I had orange
orange
juice,
orange juice.
today, and water.
Yeah.
So that's what
I
I have
want the
today.
juice. You can't handle the juice.
You can't handle the juice.
Juice. God, I love that gif. Anyway, so yeah, like, oh, I mean, do what makes you happy, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, just do what makes you happy.
yeah, there you go. Like, that's
Even
what
if
I
it's at the
find. That's
expense
why
of others.
do it in the expense of others, like, the strong survive, the weak gets left behind. No, no.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that's why. Here's the thing, like there's always that belief where an actor will only succeed if like they have all the abilities of like themselves, like they have makeup ability, like they can help with tech, they can help with this, they can help with that, like aside from acting they can do all these different things. And that really disturbs me, because like what that essentially does is it like creates an industry where you're paid to do more for less.
Mm,
So
hmm.
it's like I think that's why actor unions and like tech unions are like really important in
Yeah,
the in the
for
theater
sure.
industry and in the movie industry just in general. So it's like bit like, because if there's an industry there's going to be some form of exploitation hidden in there somewhere. Like we see all the like the actors that are like singing on stage and dancing, but there's always the dark side to it. There's always that back scene drama. There's always the low pay, the rent struggles, all that kind of stuff. The
Yeah,
depression.
yeah,
Like the backstage has so much stuff going on.
yeah.
I'm so proud of myself because I haven't been cussing this entire episode.
That I am impressed as well.
I know, right?
Very
Oh
good
my
job.
gosh.
Now you
But
just need to sustain that for at least 45 more minutes.
there you go.
um,
Yeah, not 45 more minutes. It's like 32 more minutes.
okay, Mr. Exact. Here's
Wow, okay.
overestimating.
I didn't sign up for being called out on my timeliness and punctuation, okay, you American.
Yeah, that's me. Um, Billy American, the most
I'm bully American.
American there
I'm
is.
I'm so American that I'm constantly fashionably late by 2.5 hours.
I'm so American. My guns use me to shoot other people.
Jesus Christ. I played Jackbox with a bunch of my
Ooh,
yeah, with a bunch of my friends the other day.
yeah.
Not the other day, yesterday actually. And
Which party pack or which game rather?
Dictionary.
Okay, that one I don't think I've played.
Oh, it's essentially like there's a random word given to you and you have to write a definition, and like, then you write like the synonyms and you use them in the sentence,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
like it's so funny. And like
Yeah.
the word I got was icy dog. And I was like, uh it's the thing that's used in America that like, you give people hot dog water to warm them up in cold New York nights, and it's like,
Yeah.
and that one, needless to say, and like the synonym for
Very well
that
done.
was
Very well done.
American hospitality.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. You just gotta get you some American hospitality, see? You just gotta get you some New Yorker Slurpee, see? Just get you
Yeah.
some. Yeah, Jesus.
Good for the soul. See?
Just get you some juice of the dog, see?
I
God,
do, in
it's.
fact, see. See?
Oh. Oh, tea is delicious.
Quite so. Quite so.
Hot leaf juice, yes. All right.
Yes, hot leaf juice. It's much better than cold leaf juice. Cold leaf juice upsets my stomach, makes it rumbly in my tummy. So that's why
Yeah,
I drink hot leaf juice.
yeah. That's why I can't understand why people. Did you see that, by the way? I was like,
Were you
getting
about to do a
into.
character?
Yeah, no, I was getting into a mad ramble, and like my Turkish accent immediately like showed itself because I was like, it was a mad ramble about like tea. So it's like,
Yeah.
the this is why I can't stand when people complain actual, hot leaf juice tea to something that's so overplayed and disgusting and absolutely vile, such as boba. That's
One
right,
of
I
these
said it.
days. One
That's
of
right,
these
I said it.
days.
No, no,
It's
no.
just an acquired taste. I was like you, Aaron. I was like you as well.
If you
And
were
that
like me,
changed. That changed.
you would denounce the false religion that is boba.
Well, luckily for me, I was able to change my religion because I realized how wrong it was to assume that about
Okay,
boba.
wow. All right. Go
But I'm a new
okay.
man. I'm a
All right.
converted man.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah.
It's
Uh
true.
Hold on for a second. I should have a boot somewhere for you to kiss, you colonizer, buddy-o.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That's exactly what I think of. All of my friends who drink boba, colonizers. Yes. those
Jeez. All
those
right. All right.
darn Easterners
This is
calling boba bubble
Whoa,
tea.
okay.
Ooh.
Wow, this took a turn. I was
I
not
meant
expecting it.
like American Easterners. I don't mean
Oh,
like
okay.
the
Yeah,
East or like the Orient. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I was like I just had like a whiplash because like
Yeah, I taken out of
Neiman off
context,
the
that could have been
chain,
very bad.
Neiman off the chain.
Oh yeah. While we're on the topic,
God,
those
oh my God.
Europeans, I got some qualms with them.
China. We are getting. Oh God, what is going on? Why did I just get like a chunk of messages just now? Yeah, there you go. My friends just immediately cut ties with me. They can send they can sense my affiliation with racist groups. Okay. Yeah,
They knew.
let's
They
stop
knew.
joking like this because I am actually uncomfortable now. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Right.
That took a turn that I did not
That
expect.
that indeed took a turn.
God.
Um, Steve
Jeez.
is in Smash. Did you hear about that?
I had no okay, here's the thing, right? I saw it online and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's an interesting, fan-made photograph." So
Mm-hmm.
because like I
That is
couldn't
exactly what I
I
thought.
yeah, no, I didn't understand the concept, like I didn't understand the context, right? Because
Yeah.
I didn't know the context. I don't have Twitter, God. So it's like and like I saw you posting it on your Instagram. And I was like, "Huh, this seems to be a big deal if Neiman is posting about it,
Oh yeah. Oh
with
yeah.
his 1,000 followers. Whoa. So it's like,
2002.
yeah. Wow. Okay, then.
Wow.
All
I
right.
got the second one last night. I was pretty proud of it.
Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, it's like I was like, huh, is this like a fan-made movie or something? Like, like what's
That's
going
literally
on
what I
here?
thought.
Yeah, and I like looked it up, and I was like, oh, this is a big deal.
This is real. This is real.
This is real and this is a big deal. Wow.
It's
So
kind of
yeah,
nuts. It's kind of nuts.
it is kind of nuts. It's not something I expected, not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely up there or like higher, caliber than, adding Persona 5 to,
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
Every
I,
time
I'm I'm glad they kept the choppy animations though. I'm really glad
oh
about that.
yeah. Yeah.
I am bothered by the human-sized Enderman though, which is,
Yeah.
like they could
That's
have
that's
easily
weird.
made a realistic Enderman. Okay, like,
That's true. That's true.
uh,
It-
cue me arguing about, Enderman proportions.
he's so
Right.
much cuter now though.
Yeah.
He's like a
I,
smaller.
yeah, true. Oh God, Enderman fan art is shipping it, shipping the Enderman, shipping the human-sized Enderman with Steve.
Oh yeah. My friend, it was funny. My friend actually we were back when on TikTok when there was the whole meme with the God, what is it called? Love Like You song, but the covers, and it's the two
How did
guys. I
that
can't
one
remember
go?
their names, huh?
How did that one go? Because I'm not I don't think I'm familiar with the song itself.
Steven Universe,
Okay, I'm familiar
the
with the song. Okay, shut up.
yeah. There you go. So
Yeah.
yeah, there were these two separate covers of two different guys singing the song, and one had this kind of like bass voice, and it was very like
Uh-huh.
deep, and then this other guy like was doing like a high tenor voice, which I can't do because I'm not a tenor, but
Whoops.
basically someone and these were two separate covers, and someone
Right.
merged them together, and it was
Oh, I
like
love
a and
that.
then people were like doing there was a whole like phase on TikTok where people were just uh shipping like two random things, like literally like they were shipping
Oh, okay,
Minecraft
wait.
swords with each other.
Oh my gosh.
And
Wait, so is it like the, oh my gosh, it's actually these two, like
yeah,
that thing?
yeah,
Oh my gosh. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yep.
yeah. And God, I can't remember. Oh yes, that's right, because we were talking about Steve and the
Yeah, that's
Enderman.
right.
Right. My friend, I sent my friend one of these TikToks because, we were both like Minecraft players. And then she started sending me all of these like fan arts of like
Oh
of
God. Oh
like
no.
Steve X Alex or like Steve X Zombie or, like Ender Steve, or all
Oh
these random
no.
things. And it was like, oh, good thing, it's she showed me some of the safer ones, we'll say.
Good. That's good because
Did you just
let's
look it
not.
up?
No, no,
Oh.
I did not look it up. Thank you very much. I am I'm currently trying to multitask by, like, both networking, telling my friends to, like, hush for a moment because, like, I have stuff to do today,
Yeah.
and, like, listen to you at the same time, and, like, it kind of works, but, like, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know what you're talking about. Like, I've seen a couple of those, and I was more than a little perturbed by some,
Yes. Yes.
like, one substantially, effective one that I saw was Ben Shapiro shipped with AOC.
Wow. I am
Yeah,
not surprised, but
I'm not surprised either, but I am most definitely disappointed.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I I I know how my parents feel now. Oh God. Okay, no. Okay. So yeah.
Personal
Hey,
trauma aside,
personal trauma aside, yeah, TikTok, not really my shtick, I
yeah.
suppose.
No, I totally get that. I think TikTok is, let me tell you, there's one thing that's really unique about TikTok that I haven't seen on any other platform yet is that people I know they say it's a joke that people are way too comfortable on TikTok, but
Mhm.
people are seriously way too comfortable on TikTok. There is some literal porn on TikTok, which is
Oh
kind
gosh,
of
wait.
crazy. And
Yeah.
people are just sharing so much about their lives that it's kind of like in any other social media platform, entertainment platform I've ever
Yeah.
seen, like TikTok definitely takes home the trophy for people who are most comfortable with strangers on the internet,
Oh yeah.
which still to this day boggles me. But Gen Z, I guess, right?
I mean, it's not Gen Z alone, like,
Well,
like,
yeah, I
yeah,
use it metaphorically.
metaphorically,
The metaphoric Gen Z,
metaphoric Gen Z. The
the representation of Gen
yeah,
Z.
there you go. The collective the
Yes, the
collective
collective.
generation.
I'm talking about the collective Generation Z.
Yeah, there you go. We are all
Yes,
Generation Z.
we're all Generation Z.
Z.
Is the, I believe, British way of
Yeah.
saying Z.
That's how I was raised, actually, which was
Oh,
interesting.
yeah, that's right. I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah,
That it's
because
Z.
I often like use the both interchangeably because like I changed schools twice in my childhood, and like the first time I changed it, everyone made fun of me for saying Z, so I shifted towards Z. And the second time I changed was, everyone made fun of me for saying Z. So I changed back to Z, and what followed was me being confused, which is, on point, on brand for me. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Or do you agree with me being confused? Is that what you're agreeing with?
Oh, yeah. That's
Definitely, yeah.
very much on brand.
Very much on
With
brand,
the
yeah.
it's very true to the character
It's a part of the character,
Aaron. Yeah.
like it's not something about the actor, it's about the character
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
how it was written, so and I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
it in the most
The most when we refer to it, we refer to Aaron as the third person. Right?
yeah. It's not them, it's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cheese.
It.
It.
You've seen it. You've seen it chapter 2, but have you seen it the Aaron edition?
It's Aaron edition, yeah. It's just
It's
me,
not
and
as
it's
menacing, but
no, it's obvious. It's like, I'm obviously it, but like nobody's believing it because, and I like say it too, like I'm it. I've literally killed this person. I've literally, like eaten their bodies inside out. Like, and like
yeah.
nobody's believing me, and they're like, ha ha ha, Aaron, you're so funny, ha ha. And I don't know why Melania Trump is the one saying, Aaron, you're so funny, but you know what? Shut up.
Well, I wasn't thinking of Melania when you were saying that, but
I
now I
don't know.
am.
Like
So,
I accidentally did a Melania impression while doing that, so it's like
oh,
I
okay.
regret everything.
I was not thinking
Jeez.
of all
Did
at
you did
Melania
you
when
see
you
the tapes?
the which tapes?
The Melania saying, "Who fucking cares?" Oh, okay. No, this was a quote. It doesn't count. This was a
That
quote.
very
It doesn't
much
count.
counts, Aaron.
No, it does not.
I
Shut
can
up.
go to a kindergarten and say, so I'm gonna quote what Melania said today. Who fucking cares? And I don't
Oh,
think that would
shut up.
fly in a
Shush.
kindergarten, Aaron. Um,
Well, I mean, in my experience, kindergartners can't fly in general, so shut up.
oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh, you're so
Yeah,
right.
it's
I
so
it's totally fine. You're right.
close-minded. All right.
I know. Yeah. I should
God.
have thought about the
Yeah.
kindergartners. Yeah. They
Can't
can,
fly.
yeah,
What losers. All right. So yeah.
exactly. So,
But yeah, jeez. Jokes aside, like I've actually discovered that kindergartners can't fly. So
the more you know.
yeah, like Melania saying like, who effing because
There
you're
you
so
go.
nitpicky.
There you
Meh.
go. Hey, if you
Like
want to remove the rule, you just let me know. You holler
no,
and we can
no,
remove it.
no,
Just saying.
no, no,
Saying.
no. So yeah,
And you can
like
continue to torture yourself, is what I'll say.
shut up, Neiman. Oh my gosh, we've already established that I'm a masochist. God, shut up. All right, so yeah, it's like she was like, who effing cares about, the children in cages? Shut up. Oh my god.
I'm just reacting as I normally would.
Right. Jeez.
You say it
You
one more time. Do it.
no. Okay, who effing cares? Because it's yeah, there you go. Yeah, zip it. Well,
That
well,
totally wasn't me chuckling under my breath.
Oh, there you go. I'm trying to find something to like, call you to make fun of you, but like I can't find anything because you're just so gosh darn perfect. All right.
I know.
I
Sorry, my
know.
hair was in my way.
Jeez.
Happens. It's
Okay.
true. It's a true fact.
But yeah. Speaking of me being a masochist,
Great. Would you like to bring in?
this is not that type of story, I swear. All right.
Okay, great. I was looking forward to it, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
But
So
no,
masochism, is that what you'd like to?
no, I was gonna talk about like I recently finished a webtoon and like it was among my favorite like horror type, thriller webtoons.
Yeah.
And like uh its name is Sweet Home, all right, if anyone wants to read it because like and it's if you're not into that type of thing, I totally understand, but even if
So,
you aren't and you're looking to read something in your spare time, I really suggest this webtoon because it has so much catharsis just jam packed into it.
so it's
And like
is it horror like gory horror or like kind of traditional?
it's definitely gory.
Okay.
Oh
So like blood, guts, and the worth.
yeah, it's like the good stuff, let's just say, right? And like there's
Ooh.
the psychological, there's the like
Yeah.
the social commentary, there's just everything. It
Yeah.
just jam packed, as I said before. And like it like imagine yourself for me, right? This webtoon as a human person. All right, let's just
Okay.
imagine that for a second. All right,
Okay.
just like every week it's updated in the past, and like every week it just imagine someone coming up to you and just like punching you in the gut over and over again until you're just floored, puking all over the place, just like tears streaming down your
Yeah.
face,
Yeah.
and like you just say thank you, see you next week. So it's like that's essentially what this webtoon did, because
Interesting.
it gave you a bit of horror and just like snatched away, and gave you a bit more horror and just snatched it away again, and just like
Interesting.
punched you in the face over and over again with like character deaths and like just everything happening
Yeah.
all at once. So it's like, and the ending came, and it was the spoilers, and the
I
ending,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
the ending came, and it was just good. Okay,
When you say good, is that like it was
it's
amazing or was it
it
like it was
was
okay?
no. Here's the thing, all right, like if you look into it too hard, all right, like if you read it ironically, if you don't enjoy the story, and if you just read it to like out of spite or something like that,
Yeah.
it's like it like easily becomes unenjoyable,
The
right? If
ending?
you're like if you're like one of those review givers that are like there's so many plot holes and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but aside from that, it just connects all the plot points. It just finishes up the story masterfully, and like just you're just glad the ride is over and everyone's good with it. So
Yeah.
it's just like ugh.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Interesting.
that's my official thesis. Read Sweet Home.
Sweet
you
home.
you might
Is
regret it, but you might not eventually.
is it how long? How many chapters is it?
It has about like 130 episodes last time I checked. The creator of it also has another webtoon called Psycho, I think it was called. And like the
Similar
creator
vein?
just, huh?
Similar vein?
Similar vein, except without, much of the gore, I do believe. Like
Okay.
it's definitely not classic. Like it has its own twist to it,
Yeah.
but like, it still has all the elements to it, and it's good. Okay, like I'm gonna look up the creator's name for a moment. Give me one moment.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just really need to like I'm
Nail
not
it.
paid to do this or anything, okay? Like as if we're like big enough to
Check
get
not
paid to do
sponsored.
something like this.
Um,
Haha, not sponsored. So it's like it's actually super good. I love it.
good, good. I'm
Gosh.
glad to hear. So when you
Yeah.
say it like hits you in the face and or like gives you a little bit of horror and then takes it away. Can you kind of elaborate on that? I'm kind of confused on what you mean by that.
I don't want to give too much spoilers, okay? Okay, spoilers, but like, okay, the creator is Yongshan Huang. I hope I'm saying it right. I don't know much, of God, my mind just went blank for a second. I'm so sorry. I don't know
All
much
right.
Korean pronunciation, so and I do, yeah. Hold on, let me look up the other one as well. Nope, no, it's not called Psycho. Whoops.
Misled me. You
Whoopsie
misled me.
whoopsie whoopsie poopsie. Funny joke. All right, but oh my gosh, what was it called? I am so sorry.
Isn't there like an author tag that you can
Yeah,
check under?
I'm looking it up right now. But yeah, what I mean by that is it's like it's essentially about people turning into monsters, all right? Like it's like an apocalypse type horror.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
like, it's not really explained, and even when it is explained, it's left a bit vague for you to
Yeah.
fill in the gaps, right?
Yeah.
And like what essentially happens is that all these monsters just see everyone else as enemies and just like
Eats
not
everyone.
does it not necessarily eat them, but like you know they can
Absorb.
like just not even absorb, no, just like beat them up and just leave them bleeding
Oh,
out on the floor, and like
okay.
suck all the blood in them and like spit it out someplace else, like just like
Interesting.
kick them and leave them to die, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing, like
Yeah.
it like just they just see enemies all around them, and like it gets explained later that they're essentially trapped in their bodies. However, some of them have control over their actions, so they want to do these types of things, and it like gets really complicated, and like you know when you become a monster, you see enemies all around you and you desire to kill, but if you're already a monster, then what's stopping you? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it gets super like, oh no, I can't deal with this type of thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
and you follow the main character who is essentially depressed, suicidal, like troll on the internet, has nothing left in his life, and like literally the first scene you see him in, he's creating
Suicide
a
note.
date, that he's creating a date on his calendar to die, like that, like it starts out
Punch.
dark. It
Yeah.
starts out dark and it somehow gets darker, and there's somehow hope in it, and it's just so good, okay? It might I
Yeah.
might be liking it because I'm a sucker for visual storytelling. Who knows? I just like it. Shut up.
Is it a so how would you best classify the genre? Is it just like
There
strictly
we
horror?
go. Okay. The other one that I was talking about wasn't called Psycho. It was called Bastard.
Bastard. Same
Yeah, there.
author.
Same, yeah, same author. And okay, Yongchan Huang and Karnby Kim
Okay.
are the two people that worked on this comic. So yeah. Oh boy, both of them are so good.
How would you best describe the genre? Would you say it aligns most like uh typical to horror elements, or would you say it kind of blends a lot of different things?
It doesn't blend, all, like a bunch of genres together to the point where it like, becomes like it doesn't blend like romantic comedy with horror, definitely not. So like
I'd love to see that. If
I'd love to
someone
see it.
can do it
Honestly,
well, you know.
honestly, like, there's a lot of potential in there, especially with, the growing monster effer community. But like but like we're not getting into that right now. So,
Hmm.
um Jesus Christ. So like the genre is honestly hard to explain because like it's not just grimdark. You know what I'm saying? Because like grimdark is just, catharsis after catharsis, and you can't actually, connect with the characters. But in this
Yeah.
case, there are moments like the entire in both stories, mind you, all right, there are entire concepts of like humanity explored. All right, so it's like
Yeah.
even when there's, barely any humanity left in the world, can somebody find humanity in the little actions aside from all the
Mm.
big ones? Like
Mm-hmm.
what makes a hero a hero? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like it's just like all these different things explored all at once, and like not all at once in the form of like forced storytelling. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
not that, but like, oh gosh, it's good. Okay, it's
Okay,
thriller, it's horror, it's catharsis.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
I'll
there you
uh
go.
I'll check it out. I'll see if I am interested after the first few
Yeah, there you go.
chapters.
I
And
I don't I don't want to reveal either endings of the story because like here's one of the things that's so substantial to the storytelling in
yeah.
this. You don't know whether they will succeed or not. All right, you don't know whether the heroes are going to succeed or not. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
every action they take, because like they fail over and over and over again. Okay,
Yeah.
like they fail in little things such as moments of character development, like
Mm-hmm.
personality tests, life moments, all these types of things they fail.
Mm-hmm.
And they fail in the big things as well, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe like maybe they fail to save someone, or like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like creating this at this point, but like
Yeah.
they maybe fail to save someone, they maybe fail to talk someone out of, I don't know, killing themselves. Like
Yeah.
these don't have that actually happen, but they're like good examples. But like they fail, so you don't actually know if they're going to succeed or not. All right, and the element of like mystery that surrounds it, because like that's what's wrong with some of the stories that I've read, right? Like there's an argument that people make that like waiting for a happy ending might add to the story rather than take something away from it. But at this point, when it happens every so often, it becomes so repetitive, and like what's going to happen, it's going to get
Mm.
better. So like, and at this point you don't know if it's going to happen or not, so the like you holding up the hope for a good
Yeah.
ending for these
Yeah.
characters becomes that much more substantial.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what makes these stories unique.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. I that actually reminds me of something I learned actually in one of my psychology courses. Finally, I can
Ooh.
apply some of what I've learned in a psychology course, right?
Wow.
So last year I was in a psychology class. Um,
Did you take it with your humanities class?
I did. I did
Oh my
take it with my
god.
humanities class. It was great. Um, but right, what I learned, what we were talking about, right, was Pavlovian conditioning, which I don't know if you're
Ooh.
familiar with,
Ooh,
but
is it the one with the dog?
it is the one with the dog. Yes, that is what it's known for.
Yeah.
And basically, what you have just described is I can't remember the specific exact term, but it's something
Right.
along the lines of intermittent rewarding
Uh-huh.
or something related to what I just described. But it's essentially that it's how to, although in the context of training animals, right? So just for
Sure.
context,
Yeah.
in order to best train a dog or an animal, you have to reward them intermittently. And what I mean by that is you can't just reward them every single time they do something right,
Right.
because after a while, they just become
Yeah,
desensitized
yeah. You
to
have to like give them the, the like the
the euphoria and the
no, like the,
dopamine.
the feeling that reward will come eventually, aside from, reward will come consistently. So it's like,
Yes, yes, and that is exactly what you've described.
yeah.
And
Yay, I'm smart.
yes, yes, you are. Here's me validating you once again. Um,
Yay. Oh
but
my
yeah,
god,
it's
Neiman validation.
yay. If you ever need me to validate you, just text me and I'll text you. I validate you. Send. Um,
This validation comes to you by Neiman Araki Industries.
Yes. Not sponsored.
Privatizing validation, one step at a time.
One step at a time. $5.50 if I know you personally.
Wow.
It's a steal, I'll say that.
It is a steal, not gonna lie.
I forgot what I was talking. Oh, that's right.
Pavlovinka, yeah.
Yeah, and for the audience to learn something new today, right? The best way to, as you've described, well, there's multiple philosophies when it comes to storytelling, right? I mean, there is, you can go that route, like you've described, kind of delaying the gratification of a good ending or of a satisfying point in the plot in order to kind of, I guess, increase the amount of euphoria and satisfaction you would feel from getting a happy ending, right?
Yeah.
And when you, what's it called? When you delay that, then it, only becomes, even greater when it does finally happen.
It's like the Vine all over again, huh? Is it like, ooh, almost gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah. Exactly, right? It's the anticipation that keeps us going.
Yeah.
And I'll try to keep this as PG as possible.
Sure, yeah.
But, it's also it's also the instance of edging, right?
Okay, that's a good place to end it because we've just hit the hour mark.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a perfect analogy for anyone.
Oh, you're just saying, right.
I am.
Yeah. Are you stealing my characterization inside the podcast?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, there we go. Neiman off the chain. What crimes will he commit?
Which crimes will Neiman commit today? Right.
Oh, there you go. Let's turn the wheel of crime.
Should I kill someone or should I commit arson?
Yeah, there you go. Wanton cruelty or public mischief? Whichever shall he choose.
Streaking or going online without parents' permission.
Oh wow, we're getting really illegal tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Good place to end it.
Yeah.
Before the FBI arrests you for being a what's the word?
Dick.
And with that, okay.
It's the end of the episode. If they've gotten this far into the episode, I think they deserve at least 2 words.
Sure, yeah.
It's okay. I'm just quoting those words from a
my gosh.
Comedian.
Okay, then. Wow. A comedian.
It's okay. I'm quoting it.
Did you just validate me while Could you just call me a comedian while you... Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm just quoting it.
Just wrap it up, Neiman.
And with that...
Thanks for listening.
Please stay tuned for our next episode. Please send us questions as well. Yeah. You can find it in the description below. Or you can email our Gmail. Save it for the podcast.
Email our Gmail.
Or Gmail our mail. Or mail me if you know where I live. I don't know how Aaron feels about letters, but...
Yeah, no, I don't like them.
Great. But you can send them to me then, if you know where I live.
They are a sin against God.
They are. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Goodbye.